So I know, you're very disappointed. Yeah, I could have been a guy that lived underground for 48 years. Never exposed to sunlight. I am thrilled to be here. Are you guys happy to be here? I'm Team Josh. And I'll fight anyone who isn't. Oh, you're gonna fight me? Oh, okay, he's actually ready to, this guy is ready to go. What are you team? What are you team, sir? You don't even know, do you? You don't care, you just wanted to fight me. I don't care, I want to kick his ass. I am thrilled to be here, ladies and gentlemen, for this amazing panel, Mokingjay Part 2. I wanted to do this one. I am really thrilled to be here. They've asked me to mention just one or two things. I first of all want to welcome you to the Comic-Con Hall H. I think the best hall, H. Yeah. Don't do that. It's just a letter. And we're going to bring you today, of course, talk about Part 2, the epic story of Katniss Everdeen and the world of Panem. Full circle, this next movie brings it all around. We're all very excited. I'm encouraging fans to hashtag unite and hashtag Mokingjay Part 2, hashtag SDCC. I'm middle-aged and I don't know what any of that means. But I'm told you guys know what to do with that information, /delete. Okay. I'm in so over my head. Okay, I've also been told to remind you that we're not allowed to shoot anything with our phones today because you're going to be seeing some pretty incredible, groundbreaking, amazing, first time ever stuff today. But rest assured, I will be shooting it all on my iPhone. I will have this on the internet in 40 minutes. And they're calling security now. All right, let's get started. Without further ado, please welcome the director of these incredible films, Francis Lawrence. Let's get Francis Lawrence out here. Here he is. Let's bring out producer Nina Jacobson. Together. Ladies and gentlemen, also the character that started it all, Primrose Everdeen, Willow Shields. District 13 Rebel Warrior, Gail Hawthorne, Liam Hemsworth. The recently rescued Peter Malark Josh! And finally, last but certainly not least, the Mokingjay herself, Katniss Everdeen!
That never gets old.
Why don't you talk about now where we're picking up your character, because that was such a traumatic ending to the last film, and now we're starting in that place with your character, and I think a lot of people are just curious, where do you go from there?
Yeah, it's a long road to recovery, and it has some bumps along the way, but we kind of picked Peter up inside 13, sort of trying to get his himself back. And he went through a lot, and he was in the Capitol with his torturing and using Tracker Jacker Venom and all sorts of, really dark, twisted devices to turn him into a kind of psychotic weapon against Katniss. And so in this movie, it's really kind of Peeta they're trying to rehabilitate him to be able to use him as a good guy and kind of help the cause.
And he couldn't stay away for long. Couldn't resist this.
Oh, wow. The tension up here with you three is incredible.
That's a hard question. I mean, all the districts are not super fun. So, I mean, I feel like I would actually say District 12 just because I feel like the people in District 12 are pretty great. Like, I mean...
And you already know them.
Exactly, I'm so familiar with them. Like, we have coffee all the time, and so, you know, but I feel like they're really, like, strong, independent, hardworking people that, like, stick with their families, and I don't know, it's just cool. Like, we got a good vibe going on, you know what I mean? Like, we got a good vibe.
Am I crazy, or isn't the place to live President Snow's palace? I mean, so the guy's a jerk, but it's an incredible house.
It is.
Running water. Whenever they cut to the district, everyone's sad, trying to eat a squirrel, and then you look at Snow, and he's eating pudding out of a silver bowl.
I thought about that for a second, because I was like, you know, I love food so much that it's kind of, I'm split, but yeah.
He lives in a 5-star hotel. All right, I have a question. This is for Josh Hutcherson from Everdean's Arrows, Twitter. A lot of fans would like to see the books from PETA's point of view. Would you like that?
That'd be interesting. I think every character has such like a different perspective of the story that I think there's a lot of characters that would be cool to sort of explore, you know, their inner thoughts, like you get to get inside of Katniss's mind. But I mean, Katniss is the obvious choice to kind of go through with the story, so I'm very happy that it was done in her perspective. I think with each character it would be cool to see kind of their own little view of the world that's going on.
I'm sorry, but all you have to do is pull a trigger. I didn't spend months and months training so that I could be called a crossbower.
I
You just made a fool out of me.
I have my rehearsal. Well, there were a lot of different bows when shooting. There's the close-up bow, which has no scratches and is, you know, been Jennifer proofed.
Yeah.
And then there's the shooting one that really has all the scratches on it. The one that I caught in the grass and it hit me so hard in the chin that I flew myself backwards.
And there's the limp one too.
And the limp?
The limp one.
The rubbery one.
Oh, that's easier to pull. Yeah. And then there's a rehearsal one just to get used to the weight. And that's the one they tried to give me as if I wouldn't notice.
So you're bitter, is what you're saying. Very, very bitter.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with these artifacts. It's not like I'm gonna have them laying around my house, but yeah, I feel a sense of ownership.
I've got to be honest, every time I try and do it, it comes out as like the X-Files.
X-Files.
It's like,
Exactly.
That was pretty good. Can somebody help me?
Someone's doing it really well over here. That's is that you? You're eerily good at it. Unless you have a caged bird with you.
I haven't done this in a really long time. I don't think my character ever does this.
There's like 5,000 people are all just sitting
Yeah, now you're just doing it, and it's feeling creepy.
Yeah, do your, Josh has a cool skill, do it.
I've heard that when I tell jokes sometimes.
that's good.
I got a plethora of animals.
How did you find out you could do that? What took you to know you could do that?
Lots of time on my own.
Yeah.
Not many friends, a dog.
Yeah, I've been there. All right.
I think, so bad.
Just relax, focus. Take a second.
Liam, will you say hello to me, or what did you say to that
It's okay, Jen. It's okay, Jen. It's okay, Jen. Just got worse and worse, didn't it? Don't ask me to do that again. I don't want to be a part of your stuff over here.
Yeah, or just like help me. What I'm trying to say is
Help get her started.
The
Help get her
power,
started.
the power of, you know, of our future is in our hands. I'm trying to say that in a not cheesy way.
That's great. It's a good message. Yeah.
You see how hard this is? God.
It's about hope and empowerment.
I'm saying, yes, it's about hope and empowerment.
2 words.
Also, you know, being involved. You know, this was at the beginning of this movie, this was one girl who was standing up to something huge and gigantic. This entire, what I like about these movies is that they take the entire world in a way, and they condense it into this one continent, Pan-Am, or however you want to say it. But all of these issues are very real, and she was one girl. It was very scary, and she took it into her hands, and she did what was right, even though she knew there was good. I mean, I don't think you should risk your life, but I was just about to say, even though she knew she could die, and then I was like, well, pump the brakes. But power of the future is with you and in your hands.
It's true.
I will also say though that I think, and it's something that
How did Jennifer Lawrence bid goodbye to Katniss Everdeen?
Oh, I don't really feel like it's happened yet. I still feel it's such a huge part of my life. You know, these movies really did change my life. I mean, as Josh was saying, you know, the people that are in my life are still, you know, you guys challenged me. I love you. Are you taking? Oh, okay. I thought you were turning it off. I think that the changes that happened in my life from doing these movies are so permanent and still with me that I don't think that I'll ever really kind of say goodbye to her. It feels like a part of me.
All right, that was really all the time we had for audience questions.
She's in a full-blown Katniss outfit.
Oh, you're in a Katniss outfit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And the side
I thought you were a
know
Conan
that took
fan with a
time.
bow and arrow. I got confused. They do exist. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, my question is for Josh and Jen. It could be open to the whole cast, though. How has your character's attitude changed the way you portray the character?
Well, Peter kind of goes crazy. So there's that. It's my first time really playing crazy. And I've always wanted to. I don't know what it says about me. But yeah, so I mean, I had to really like let loose, and I don't really yell at people ever, so I never really yelled at someone. And in this movie, and in Mokingjay 1 and 2, there's a lot of really intense moments that I had to really push myself towards, or places I've never even gone to in my normal life. And now I have to do it on camera with a bunch of other actors and people standing around, and it's gonna be judged for the rest of my life. So it's, you know, it's pretty intense, but yeah, it was fun to kind of let that crazy out, and it gave me confidence in the future if I need to kind of go to the extremes and everything like that I have done it now and I know how to do it. Yeah.
At the beginning, or when I first signed on to these movies, I was 20. Now I'm 24. But I remember feeling
like 40 in Hollywood,
frustration.
isn't it?
Yeah, seriously. But I remember feeling frustration about Katniss's hesitation to kind of be this hero. I remember reading them and doing it and wanting her to be excited about this role and to take charge, you know, and I remember just kind of being like, why is she? And then as I kind of grew with her, I realized how real and also powerful it was, her hesitation to start this war, because it doesn't solve problems sometimes. And so I can't remember what your question was, but I remember thinking this could possibly answer it. So I hope that is in fact true.
Anyone else? That was good. All right, I've been just handed a note. You all saw that I wasn't. It was here already. This just in.
I totally believed it.
Oh, really? Pulled it out of here, yeah. I've been asked to ask you guys if you'd like to see the trailer again before we go. Roll that trailer! I want to thank all the panelists for joining us today. They are not only incredibly talented people, they're incredibly nice and very real, and you should know that. They are as they appear. So let's have a hand for our panelists. Look for that movie, November 20th. Go to hashtag Unite, hashtag Mokingjay Part 2, hashtag SDCC. Is that, I don't know how to say that. There's also, I will prompt all of you to visit the Lionsgate booth on the convention floor for giveaways and to attend talent autograph signings. Thank you all for being here. You guys are an incredible audience.
Before we stop, I just kind of say we've been doing these now for 4 years, and the fans have been insane, and you guys have been the best. And there's been so many moments where we're so tired on these press tours and everything, and you guys always show up with so much energy and support, and we just know we all feel the same way. We appreciate it more than anything, and we're so happy to see all you guys today, and just thank you so much.
Yeah, how cool is that? Thank you.
I think this is the part where we awkwardly stand and walk that way, I believe. And now the awkward standing, the waving.